Sports Director Josh Whitman has a night off. I'm John Surratt, and the WVVA Summer Tour continues. Over in Monroe County, as one of the best teams in the state the past few seasons, looks to capture ultimate glory for the first time ever this year, introducing the James Monroe Mavericks.
1, 2, 3, fly boys!
After finishing as the #1 seed in Single A year ago, the James Monroe Mavericks fell in the state semifinals to one of their biggest rivals, the Greenbrier West Cavaliers, but hope to use that as motivation this year.
I mean, it put a fire on us because we were out for them every year, but I mean, they were a good team in the long run, and we were too.
As the Mavs have galloped to be one of the better programs in the state the past few seasons.
We're kind of trying to look forward. You know, last 3 years we got a quarterfinal state runner-up and a semifinal, so hopefully we can keep something like that going.
To look forward and into the future, the team has to rebound after the loss of some big contributions from their 7 seniors a season ago.
We lost Cooper, Chaz, 2 big components in our offense last year, and defense really, so hopefully some younger guys can step up.
We're going to look a little different on both sides of the ball, but it's still going to be regular, you know, James Monroe football, smack you in the mouth.
As that smack you in the mouth brand has to start defensively.
We have to put the work in, and I mean, we have to put everybody on the ball. Our defense has to be stifling against some of these teams.
My sophomore year, we had everybody, all 11 guys at the ball, and last year we kind of slacked a little bit, but this year hopefully we can get back to 10, 11 guys tackling the players.
Then on offense, the team is led by 3-year starter QB Leighton Dowdy, who looks to take it up one more step in his senior season.
Trying to do a few different things this year, and he's really picked up on what we're trying to do. He's done an excellent job for us, not only throwing the ball, but he's a pretty decent runner too. So look for him to show a lot of leadership this year.
However, a bigger challenge will be what's in front of Dowdy, as only 1 starter returns on the offensive line, but Division I prospect Brady Baker is ready to bring along a young front.
I teach him from my experience, I feel like, and be a leader and help those young guys out. It'll be what I need to do.
As well, the team moves up to AA this year, but the Mavs feel as though they are ready for the challenge in order to make it to Charleston and win their first state title.
It's never easy. I don't care what class you're in. It's never easy to get to the playoffs and then to advance in the playoffs. So I think we stand a good chance of getting back there, but if we keep progressing, we may surprise a few people.